Hey everyone, today at the Big Idea Experience we have a very special guest. She's been doing something very unique and special for a lot of years. Tune in to see what that special thing is. Hey everyone, my name of course is Artie, and today we have a special new friend, Evelyn. Our big idea this month is Individuality, which is discovering who you're meant to be so you can make a difference. And our special guest, Evelyn, has been doing something unique and special for quite a lot of years. And that thing is puppeting. So I thought it'd be really cool if we kind of interviewed Evelyn and she could tell us a little bit about her puppeting career and what was so special about it. Let's go right to Evelyn. So, Evelyn, can you tell us and the kids, why did you decide to start puppeting? What made you want to do that?
When my oldest daughter was about 5 years old, I bought her a puppet, a little kitten puppet, black.
So you had that one puppet that you got for your daughter,
and that was the start. And
you started using it to help kids learn.
And I ended up with quite a few puppets.
Yeah. So when you were doing all this puppeting and you're doing your shows, you actually had kids help you too. Kids helping teach other kids.
I had a whole team.
Oh, wow.
Of puppeteers. And I've had so many of them, if they've grown up, come back and tell me what an impact it had on their lives. And so it's the ones that work the puppets that really get the value.
So not only were they helping other people, but it was fun for them to serve in that way.
To learn to serve. And there are so many ways to serve, and what you learn serving with puppets, you can apply to any other service.
Well, that's perfect, because so our big idea this month is individuality. And we're defining that for the kids. We're saying it's discovering who you're meant to be so you can make a difference.
Yes.
So for even your puppets or the kids that helped you, they all had things that were unique about them that helped them do stuff, right?
Yes. My husband, I worked puppets quite a little while before he started.
Yeah.
And he had a beautiful voice, and one morning I asked him to sing a song for the puppet that was acting, you know.
He didn't want to do that?
He didn't want to do it, and he didn't do it.
Wow.
And we would give a show where they planted seeds to put a little humor in it and hold the kids' attention. They planted these bean seeds.
Yeah.
And Barney wanted to plant watermelon seeds. One little fella came up the aisle with his grandfather and a bag of watermelon seeds for Barney. And he was going to give them to Barney.
That's really funny. So that was your husband that did that. So even he found a way eventually for him to
Yes, and at first, no way would he work for a puppet.
Yeah.
But in the end, he was the best puppeteer I ever saw in my life.
Really? That's really cool. So it took, individuality is discovering who you're meant to be. It took him a little bit for him to discover what he was good at with puppets.
And to see what puppets could do.
You did some puppet shows for schools, is that right?
We did for schools in several different states, Nebraska, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Missouri.
So for schools and stuff, what was the thing that you enjoyed most about going into the schools and community centers to do your puppet shows?
It's just wonderful to see the interaction between them. They'll listen to something a puppet has to say, where just a person talking to them would be boring.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying there. Sometimes I get bored when Mr. Dan talks to me.
Oh, yeah, but anybody would listen to you.
Oh, you think so? Well, I don't know about that.
If you just work on that hairstyle.
Yeah, I'm going to work on the hair. Is that better?
Yeah.
So if you had a piece of advice for all the kids out there, maybe they're not interested in puppeteering, but they want to find out what makes them unique, so they can make a difference like you did, what would you tell them?
Find what you like to do and go for it.
So you think part of it just starting with what you like to do, is it take a lot of work to get good at that stuff?
Well, I started with one little cat puppet.
Yeah.
And look what I ended up with.
Wow.
It's what you do with what you've got.
Gotcha. So it's even just taking that first step to find out what makes you unique and using it to help others. So if you could say one thing to these kids, maybe they would think that they're too young to make a difference or to help kids their age, what would you say to them?
You're never too young.
How old are you, Miss Evelyn? Can I ask that question?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm 92.
92. So you've been doing puppets for a long time.
For a long time.
So you're saying it doesn't matter how old or young you are. You can use what's unique about you to make a difference.
Absolutely. You've got it.
That's cool. It's really cool how Evelyn used what was unique about her to make a difference in the lives of the people around her. She used her puppets and her individuality to help other people out. And kids, you guys can do the same thing. When you find what's special and unique about you to do something creative, you're putting the big idea to work inside of you. And who knows, someday you might just be exactly like Evelyn, where you use your talents and gifts to make a difference in someone else's life. Just like she said, you're never too old or too young to make a difference. Talk about maximizing your potential. So don't forget, individuality is discovering who you're meant to be so you can make a difference. We'll see you next time right here on the Big Idea Experience.